You are the Resistance.
I'm Christopher Titus, people, and this is the Armageddon Update. Welcome to last week's Insanity. The Correspondents dinner, where politicians get roasted and laugh at themselves.
Dick Cheney was supposed to be here, but he is very busy working on his memoirs, tentatively titled How to Shoot Friends and Interrogate People.
You know, and it has been a staple in American culture on the D.C. Beltway since 1924. So, for 100 years, politicians let themselves be laughed at and made fun of.
I have to admit, it's not easy following President Biden. I mean, it's not always easy following what he's saying. Like,
memories of the way we were.
You know, to show that they were, well, human. And then we got a subhuman as president, an inhumane grifter who, in just the last year alone, has starved 700,000 other humans because of killing USAID and bombed thousands of other humans to death. During COVID, he denied humans were dying.
It's like a miracle. It will disappear.
1 million died while we stack those dead humans in refrigerator trucks. Frankly, people, be honest, he's one of the worst humans we have ever seen. And doesn't really have a sense of humor about him being one of the worst humans we've ever seen. So, someone crazy enough to run through a Hilton to try to assassinate this president doesn't really surprise anyone, you know? With all the death he's responsible for, someone's going to get a little bit perturbed. Here's the weird part. Trump hasn't been at the Correspondents dinner in years. None in his first term at all. In fact, his last one was 2011.
Gary Busey said recently that Donald Trump would make a great president. Of course, he said the same thing about an old rusty birdcage he found.
He hates it ever since he got roasted by Obama and Seth Meyers.
Say what you will about Mr. Trump, he certainly would bring some change to the White House.
And every time the camera cuts to him during those shows, you can tell he wishes he had lasers in his eyes.
Donald Trump owns the Miss USA pageant.
So he hasn't attended the dinner. For some reason, this time, he announces he's going. You know, because I guess he's become so jovial and self-deprecating.
Trump claims that his change of heart stems from the belief that the media has finally admitted his standing as what he called one of the greatest presidents in the history of the country.
So this is assassination number 3. Or one-act plays written by Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon. And I say that because they're all weird, man. He got shot in the ear, but no scar, no nothing. And we never heard anything about the shooter or his parents. And then there was a guy hiding in the bushes at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what happened to that guy. And now this one, and instead of a comedian for the Correspondents dinner, they hired a mentalist, a guy who can see the future, but didn't just say, hey, there's a guy going to try to Usain Bolt through here and hurt you. Is this your card? So, he either can't see the future or is working with the assassin. So the mentalist, performing for the mentally ill, couldn't see an assassin who went mental and tried to sprint assassinate the president. After taking his guns on a train and taking an almost 3-day trip to D.C., then checked into a sold-out hotel and even posted that security was so lax, he took his guns up to his room. After the 50-yard dash assassination attempt, Trump had a press conference and pitched his ballroom.
It's drone-proof. It's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom.
You know, the thing he bulldozed the White House for with, no permission, authorization, or plan. And then the next day he went on 60 Minutes. Let's see how well that went.
I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody. I'm not a pedophile.
Great to see you got a sense of humor back. Bro, she didn't say you were a rapist or a pedophile. Why did you answer like that? So the president is a rapist. Ding. The SecDef is an alcoholic. Ding. The head of FBI is a drunk podcaster. Ding. And we are now at 3 assassination attempts. I think the president needs a night out at the theater. Hey, take Lauren Boebert. I hear she's a hoot. So war is raging. Gas prices, food prices, and everything is insanely expensive. But at least we know it's all Jimmy Kimmel's fault. Ding. The crazy continues. See you next week when the aliens come back from Narnia and we blame Timothy Chalamet for no reason whatsoever. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I don't even know what to do anymore. like every week. Like there was an assassination attempt, or was it, or some guy maybe trying to get his steps in, just trying to finish off with some high cardio. But I don't understand how everything is everybody else's fault, and this guy's upset and surprised that people are trying to kill him when all he does is fucking kill people. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me, as always, the lovely Rachel Bradley.
What's up, people?
And the Groucho.
Yay.
Hey, puppy. He's always, it's cold in here, and yet he's always panting.
He's always panting. Do we have any vets that watch this podcast? Because he pants and he can't cool down when he plays ball, and I'm
Takes him
concerned
forever.
it's his heart. So I'm taking him to a cardiologist.
We're going to go to cardiologist. Hopefully that, yeah, because that's the only thing it could be, I think. Hi, guys.
ChatGPT says maybe mitral valve.
So here's it's almost, listen, things that would, I don't even know things that happen in this administration.
Yeah.
In any of the other administration would be a once in a term thing, or a once in a presidency thing. This guy's now had the assassination attempt during the thing. He's now had, this guy tries to run past security. Can bring give this up to?
This is 3 total assassination attempts.
Obama had 7.
He did?
Yeah, we just didn't hear about him. Yeah, oh yeah. There was 7 times people were actually set up to kill Obama, but
How did we not hear about that?
Because Obama didn't do that.
Well, maybe he just didn't want to popularize the idea.
Exactly.
Like, shh, don't give him any ideas.
Better. Yeah, exactly. That's probably a good idea.
Really?
That's why Obama's smart.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I heard Nicole Wallace talking today, just casually talking to someone who used to be with the Justice Department, asking if they were afraid now because all of those people that worked for the DOJ during Biden are now being victimized by Trump and his DOJ. And she was saying, are you afraid? Because if we call for help, we're not going to get it.
Right.
We don't have law enforcement protections anymore.
No.
And they were both casually sharing stories about being swatted and about having security threats in their homes with their children and families that were not responded to. And I thought that was quite indicative of where we are.
So we were talking about something in the Armageddon update. I said that thing about Trump needs to have a relaxing night at the theater and take Lauren Boebert because she's a hoot. Because we know what she did in the theater. So I'm not. So, and you said that's called
hoot, like a euphemism for blow. I don't always get his jokes.
No, she's a joy to be with because she jerked off a guy in a theater. That's what I'm saying.
Is that like doing the alphabet when you're like giving oral sex to a woman? Like women could be an owl when they do.
That'd be the weirdest shit. You with the chick. She goes hoot hoot hoot. Like I don't need to know if I got you there. Hoot hoot. That's the weirdest orgasm response ever.
Was that what you meant?
No. She's
job.
fun. She's fun to hang out with. A hoot job? You're making up new sexual things now. It's a hoot. Hey, I gave him a hoot job. I don't even want to know what that is. That sounds scary. Did you use talons? It sounds weird.
How many bites does it take to get to the center?
1, 2, 3. Hoot. How did this start here? I like it. I'm fine with it, but it started.
I just didn't get your joke.
Well, it's a country euphemism. Man, that dude was a hoot. You hung out with that dude.
Oh, you just meant that like in a southern.
Yeah, like a fun. Yeah, she's fun to hang out with in a theater.
You never say.
She's fun to hang out with in a theater. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, she does get randy at Beetlejuice, which was really odd.
And then like James Comey, they arrested James Comey again for. So here's what bothers me the most about this group of humps. They talk shit all the time about what snowflakes liberals are, how uptight liberals are, but oh my God, you get canceled for saying the wrong thing. Seashells on the beach that said 8647 Now, if you look up the definition, the Merriam-Webster dictionary of 80s,
I worked in restaurants
86,
my whole
it means
young
86
life.
that menu item because we don't have that anymore. We're out of
It
that.
means, take it off the menu.
Or 80
Remove it.
Or if you're a guy's heckling in a comic, 86, that guy, just get him out of here.
I think they have it confused with 186.
Oh, 187, by the way.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, I don't know what you.
Just today on the way here, I was like, I was thinking, hold on, 186 with my dick in your mouth.
No,
Biatch.
it's 187.
Oh. Well, that's what they have it confused with.
So, yeah, I don't think Trump's has a good rap menu in his
Clearly,
head.
I don't either.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he says that he came upon the shells. He turned himself into federal authorities today at a Virginia courthouse to be charged with threatening the life of the president. Trump says he felt like his life was threatened. The whole thing lasted 7 minutes. He, I believe, did not make a plea today. The government in its paperwork says that 86 is common slang for kill.
no, it's not.
I've never heard that before.
Let's put the definition right here, right now. That does not say kill.
Trump says 86 is a mob term for kill him, which may very well be true.
Yeah, but it also knows that he's connected to the mob.
It
That
does.
also says that
It's like
he's
him
so
going
dumb.
to sit in the Supreme Court during the hearing to stare at them.
Yeah, listen, it'd be horrible if something happened to the witness box right now. Maybe something's gonna. It would be a horrible bummer if your robes happened to catch on fire, Justice.
He said, "You ever seen the movies? 86. 86 the mobster says to one of his wonderful associates. He can't even not call mobsters wonderful associates.
But do you know he does
that means kill him. I think of it as a mob term.
No, okay, it's not a mob term anywhere and never has been. However,
But can we talk about
Jack Posobiec,
the mobster saying to one of his wonderful associates?
Well, yeah. By the way, he's one of my wonderful associates. That has a weird connotation.
He's calling,
but he doesn't. He's dumb. He's the dumbest guy we've ever had. So he adds words all the time.
I think he's also afraid of
pissing off the wrong guys.
People that
because that's
he's
how
been
do you
involved
get
with,
how do you
yeah.
get buildings built in New York? You know,
Right.
Where's the concrete coming from? Where's the sand coming from? There's a
that
reason
buries the bodies.
that
You
he
make
knows.
a deal.
Yes.
Bring your bodies over on Tuesday night. We lay the concrete on Wednesday.
we're pouring on Thursday.
Bring all your 86s. Tuesday night, 7 p.m.
But it's not. But that's not what it means.
I know.
That's not what it means. So
When I worked in restaurants my whole life,
God, I was trying to
when
get to a point.
someone's no, we got to finish this 86 thing. When someone says 86, like at Applebee's, not to brag, the Bourbon Street steak, we didn't think it meant to murder the steak, to
Right,
get a
exactly.
knife and kill it,
yeah.
or that it was never coming back. It just meant remove it. Yeah.
We're out of it.
Yeah.
We're 86. We're out of it. Yeah, get rid of it. Get it out of here
Tonight.
And that's what I agree. We should 86-47. We should get him out of here. We need to get him out of here.
I do
He
too.
is ruining the country on the daily. And so Jack. So they do this to Comey. They arrest him. Jack Posobiec said 86-46 about Biden.
Correct.
And we've got a bunch of people that said that, but none of those guys got indicted or arrested. We have the worst bully piece of shit currently running our government right now. And he's old and he's infirm and he's angry. What I don't get, and I was thinking about this today, I was driving around here and I was thinking, do you know the effort it would take to just be a nice guy? Like the effort, nothing, just no effort at all. To just be like, you know what? Because now you're responsible. They said that the estimate now is 700,000 people have died because he cut USAID, have starved. And these are
He's
countries
not a
we had
nice
deals
guy.
with. We had deals with.
Petty and small and
Petty,
angry, and
pathetic.
his whole life is trying to prove, or not prove, to show people who thought he was small and petty and pathetic.
And that continues.
Instead of just not being small and petty and pathetic, instead of just going to school or educating or not being a criminal, he just continues to affirm what everyone thinks, and so he's stuck in this vicious cycle, and it's making him insane. What's he pulling at now?
So what I was thinking about.
Oh God, was it not over?
You just talked 5 times longer than I did.
No, you didn't talk a long time. I thought you were finished.
No. So what I was thinking that, like, whether it's USAID or whether it's not starting a war.
Yeah.
It's almost like he he's always looking backwards. He's always looking at what Obama did. Now, someone pointed out that the deal that Obama did for Iran was done. We had a 15-year window where they could not enrich uranium. 15
where
years.
we could go and inspect whenever
and
we
were.
wanted.
And we were inspecting. And, and he tore it up on day one because it's the black guy. Watch Pete Hegseth today a little bit on his congressional hearing. And it's the level of asshole and unprofessional douchebag we have running the country at every level now is stunning. Tulsi, Kash Patel, Hegseth. They're just, I watch these inept assholes make up lies, spin it, say political shit all the time. And they don't, do you remember we'd have a hearing? I remember watching, the only time you could see a hearing was on C-SPAN because it was boring as shit. And even Hillary was clean, but the theatrics of politics has gotten so big now with no substance whatsoever, and the Republicans have done abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It's been a year and a half. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. They've done nothing.
Yeah, well, neither have Democrats, which is why
but they can't.
In some areas, they're, he's polling around 25, Republicans are polling around 25, and Democrats are polling 26. So the problem is people have lost faith in the government
100%.
Which he has motivated largely,
yes. Fake news. Everything's fake news. The elections are fixed. Fake elections. Yeah. Elections are fixed. So let's talk. Can we talk about that for a second? Because I want to break down today. Let's break down all his bullshit. Fake elections. So if they know the elections are fake, we've never seen any proof of it. Not once.
Right.
We do have a recording where he tried to fake the elections.
We have him directly saying, find me votes.
How many?
I need this many votes.
11,780.
3 votes. He says it. We hear him. I need you to get me this many votes.
Right.
Which is one more than we have.
Which is one more. Yeah, he says it flat out loud. He tried to rig the election. 100%.
And he was recorded without his knowledge.
He also said, Elon Musk knows those voting machines like nobody's business. Don't worry. We don't need any more votes. We have enough votes than we need.
Don't you guys remember when he was running for president this time, that in the last few months before the election, he went on podcasts and said the election was not stolen? And we were like, he finally admitted it out loud. And now he's back to saying it was stolen and nobody cares. None of his... Okay.
I have a theory.
That he lied to get elected for the people that didn't want him to undermine...
yes, and... So what happened is Election Truth Alliance, there's 2 or 3 groups right now looking into it. They found out that in a couple of districts, there's one district, Rockland. In Rockland, there was no votes cast, 0 votes cast for Kamala Harris. That's impossible. 0 votes. To the point where people that voted for her was like, how come my vote didn't register? 0? That's impossible. I think what's happening is between Election Truth Alliance and some other people that are investigating this and they're filing lawsuits, he's starting to say they cheated the election because he knows that if he says it and we say it, see, they're doing the same thing we're doing. That's why he got back on it. That's what I think, to hide that he did do it. Always accuse your opponent of what you've done. That's Goebbels.
But why don't people care that he says totally opposite things from day to day?
Because they'd have to be us. Do you understand that? Like, so here's what Hitler did too. This is any authoritarian does this, and this is why everything's happening in Iran, I think. If people are doing well and they have money and they're surviving, right? And you're still incompetent, we get to see you be incompetent, right? Where we have free time to go, wow, you're incompetent as shit. However, if you make their lives fucking hell on earth, if you make gas expensive, you make food expensive, you actually put them in war, you say their kids have to register for the draft now, all of a sudden they stop thinking about you.
Starting in December.
And they start thinking about their lives. How do we survive this? How do we get through this? So what happens is if you make it really hard, and what people don't quite understand is all those ships in the Straits of Hormuz, like it's backed up. It's literally like LA traffic.
Well, that's because we have now blockaded their blockade.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys want to block it? Well, we want it open, but we're going to block it because you guys blocked it now.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the most effective.
But do you see what I'm saying? So what you do is you make everybody's lives hell.
Yep.
Then you blame immigrants. Mm-hmm. You blame the Iranians. You blame the Democrats. They said today, Hegseth said today in the congressional hearing, the biggest threat is not the Iranians or China. The biggest threat is the Democrats to the country.
Oh, that's how he opened it.
Yeah.
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 But he has to. And this is the other thing that makes me crazy is that this new wave of podcasters and influencers that are running our government, they cannot. And you'll listen to the hearing. I was listening to it today, and 201 congressmen and women will say yes or no. And then they'll ask the question. Yes or no will suffice. And every time.
Reclaiming my time.
Yeah, well,
Reclaiming my time.
California has
Yes or no.
doubled the gas prices because how you run that. I mean, it's like, Pam Bondi would flip through her book to find compromat on different Congress people.
But was never answering the question.
Just answer the questions.
Yeah.
It shows you that they are not mentally accountable to the American people. They don't think that they work for us. They don't think that we pay their salary, which we do.
They're incompetent.
They think that they work for Donald Trump, and he thinks this is his business.
But what's the end game of this? Like, is it power? Just
Yeah,
power and
I
money?
think so. Yeah.
Because they're looting our government.
Yeah.
Our
He's
government's
worth
getting
$6 billion now. $3 billion in the last year.
So when
They're now asking, the Pentagon, Pete Hegseth is now asking for, he's said today that so far this excursion has cost $25 billion. That's the first time we've ever gotten a number. There's no proof or backup. $25 billion. They're requesting $1.5 trillion additional dollars
for the military,
Mhm.
which is adds 50% to our military budget. And we can't have health care. We can have a $400 million ballroom. We can't have SNAP benefits. We can't have USAID, which gave us soft power worldwide, which made sure these countries that we were helping would also help us. Now they won't. Now they're like, fuck you, America. We have kids dying and stuff. So the richest nation on the planet is now run by the biggest dick on the planet with the smallest mushroom in his pants who shits himself. And because of all this,
Is
with
that
his
his Match.com profile?
I think it is. I think that's his Tinder. Did you see Malani? There's video of her like coming out with the Prince of Wales or the King of England now, and he's holding her hand, and you see her physically fighting to get her hand out of his fucking hand. Look at the video.
Trump's?
Yeah, she's holding Trump's hand.
We've seen so many of those.
But it's like even now, like they're like listen, you and I, they're in a public thing. Like they're wearing ball gowns and tuxedos. You would at least have the class, no matter how much you hated me. And there's been times in our relationship you've hated me a lot. You would still hold my hand just to look right for this thing.
Yeah, I'm from the South.
She don't give a shit. She's like, fuck this guy.
She's not from the South.
She's not from South Slovenia?
She's from very angry country.
Very angry, Okononovich.
Oh, Southern women, we're mad. We just stuff it down.
Yeah.
And say, fine, I'm fine. My mom wrote a poem called Fine, Thank You.
Oh, we gotta read that. That's great.
I have it somewhere, but yeah, it's Southern women are always fine, and inside we fester until we slowly die. This episode,
or kill their men in their sleeps.
In their sleeps?
In their sleeps. Where are you? I was in my sleeps.
I think you've been listening to Donald Trump talk too much. This episode brought to you by OneSkin.
Yes.
Speaking of being fine.
By the way, have it on today. Actually, I used it because I don't have my 5-part thing.
Why are you doing this?
Because I just I don't. You've taught me I don't touch my face. I just put the OneSkin on and I just
all
get
of
near my
OneSkin
face.
products. They started because they discovered in the lab this OS1 peptide that targets directly dead cells, senescent cells. Those dead cells that, just staying are the reason that we get aging and wrinkling and sagging and all that horrible zombie cells, the stuff we hate. So they went into the lab, they have OS1 face, I love OS1 eye, love OS1 body, excellent. You put these things on, you don't smell perfume. There's no weird, chemical ingredients. There's no smell.
I love that. Part of me loves that it's how clean it is when I put it on, and like anything else you buy has something in it, a fragrance, something. They're trying to make it better or hide whatever they're trying to hide. This stuff is so clean, it's so crisp, and I always feel like my skin has had a fresh, cold glass of water.
It's interesting because all these biohacker influencers and wellness experts are now talking about OneSkin, and we've been on this. I think I found it
2 years, 3 years.
I found it, and then they reached out, and I was like, yes, I want to do that.
OneSkin, get it.
I also love their lip products. I use that mask every night with the gua sha. And I like that it's backed by science. You can go on their website. You can read these peer review clinical trials, things like that.
All women scientists, too.
Yeah, born from over a decade of longevity research, OneSkin's OS1 peptide is proven to target the invisible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now and as you continue to age. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin, get 15% off using promo code Titus at oneskin.co/Titus. That's 15% off at oneskin.co/Titus. Promo code Titus.
And if you use this when you're 75 like I am, you can look like you're not.
At the end, tell him you heard about it from us.
Yep. Speaking of science, I want you to look this up.
Okay.
He fired the entire science board, 24 people. Fired them. These are people that are actually double check the United States science. Read this, because this is what I stupid people don't want smart people around.
White House to abruptly dismiss the entire board overseeing the National Science Foundation, informing each of its 22 seated members in a tense email this was on Friday, that they had been terminated effective immediately.
For what reason? Why do you get rid of the people that make sure the science is right?
Well, these are the people that make independent decisions
Right.
to allocate federal science grants.
Right. So they make sure that who's going to lead us in the electric vehicles? Who's going to lead us in renewable energies? Who's going to lead us in medicine?
These are
Who's gonna
chemists.
Chemists, right? And who's going to in the next stuff that's going to save us but not kill the planet? He fired them. All the fucking people that
National Science Board has been around since 1950, signed into law by President Harry Truman.
And do you know what they did? They basically checked out if the science was good, if the science was clear, if science was beneficial.
Yeah.
Velcro.
Yeah.
Let's just go through all the shit we've got and he fired them? Dumb people hate smart people.
All the members are appointed by the president to staggered 6-year terms. They do not require Senate confirmation. It's basic science, math, and engineering research. Typically pulls people from colleges and universities.
So now we're going to let RFK come in and just hire a guy who runs the supplements at the gas station, at the convenience store. We're going to let shit.
Trump has also announced his plans to break up a critical climate and weather center in Colorado. A lot of scientists are sounding the alarm that this could jeopardize the accuracy of forecasting and prediction systems.
Okay, so this man is a destroyer. He's come into our country and destroyed everything. If you can ask I'll ask all you maggots out there, anybody, tell me what this man has changed or built. What has he made better?
He had a Sharpie, and he had a map of a hurricane.
He draw her.
He extended it so it went past his friend's state who gave money.
Who he gave $175 million
this
to.
Thing that he dismantled is the NCAR, National Center for Atmospheric Research. It's in Boulder. It's one of the largest sources of climate alarmism in the country. He's also fired all climate research scientists from across the federal government.
So we know that he's okay. I'll say it again. I just want to go step by step.
Okay.
So he he met Putin in the early 80s. He had Russian oligarchs renting his apartments in the early 80s. In 1987 was his first trip to Russia. He continued to go back and forth. He took his beauty pageants there. He visited Russia repeatedly, loves it. His kids both said, we don't need Deutsche Bank's money. We don't need banks because banks wouldn't loan him money anymore. We have plenty of money from Russia. In fact, they wouldn't loan him money. The only way they get money is Russia had to give money to Deutsche Bank to loan to Trump. It was all money laundered. Okay, so that's all. This is all documented. You can read this. So if someone gave you all that money, kept your life going, all that stuff, and it wasn't American, it was a Russian oligarch. It was Russians that did this. Wouldn't you think? And let's say that Trump's been a Russian asset for years. Doesn't it make sense that you would just destroy the United States if let's say,
or you had a plan to allow a takeover
of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
Like they fired the cybersecurity. The whole cybersecurity thing got fired. Why would you do that when you know Russia's going after us? Why would you do that when you know Iran is going after us? If Iran can do those Lego videos, they sure as shit can shut down a fucking power grid.
Well, this came
Texas,
out in the
you can
hearing
just bump against it
with Hegseth today. And he said basically that our resources, it came out that they've been depleted by about half so far. We've been at war for 60 days. And so a lot of Congress people were saying, doesn't that put us at a much greater threat to an attack from China or Russia? And of course, he said, Joe Biden. Just kept yelling, Joe Biden.
Hunter, laptop.
He did. They actually called him on how many times he said Joe Biden's name in the hearing so far. But we're pretty vulnerable right now.
But here's the thing: we're in deep shit, and we've lost our allies. He's gotten rid of, like, no one wants to back us up. France is gone. The UK is gone. I think didn't Italy just say you can't even land planes here? Spain is pulled out. Yep. We don't have Australia. Australia is literally laughing at us. Let's go to how fucking incompetent this administration is. The King of England comes to DC to honor him. They put up Australian flags. That was the flag they used, was the Australian flag. Now,
that was actually FART. It was the Flag Action Response Team. Ever since Marjorie Taylor Greene had to leave Congress, the congressional floor FART was disbanded.
Yeah.
And so they started FART when they found out dignitaries were coming.
The Flag Action Response Team. Yeah.
And they're just going to keep farting until the end of the administration, anytime a dignitary comes.
That's what I feel. They should just play that as the president. Hail to the Chief should just be changed to. So that's a level of ineptness. That's a third grade level of ineptness. Can you make sure we got the right flag? That's like a third grader. You send here's the. I just don't.
That's easy to check. And plus, typically when we grow up, the first flag we learn other than our own is the UK. It's kind of embarrassing. Sorry, everybody.
What do they call it? What do they call it? What do they call it? What's the nickname for it? Not the Jolly Roger. That's the pirate flag.
It's Hammer.
Well, we would get our ass. Union Jack.
Union Jack.
We would get our ass handed to us.
Hammer.
If we went on Jeopardy, we're done.
In my defense,
You said hammer.
Well, then I said Jack.
Yeah, but you said hammer first.
Well, a jack is a lot like a hammer.
What?
I knew it was blunt force.
You mean jackhammer?
Yeah.
The Union Jackhammer is what you thought it was.
I made word association, but I came up with Jack first before you did. I'm on cold medicine today, if you can't tell. And
by the way, that's a hearing I could go with. That's a DC hearing.
Ken, I feel like Ken is feeling the same way. I feel like I have cotton between my ears. I feel far away from everything.
My head's draining and I don't have this.
You have it every year, and you say that on the podcast. Guys, please write him an email and remind him that every year you say you have no allergies, but your nose is running, or you have a headache,
I have no
every
allergies.
spring he says that. Union Jack, hammer. He also said today, when he was asked about how long this had been going on, he's 60 days, and he said, how long did Afghanistan
he listed
Iraq
wars
go on?
World War II lasted 5 years. You guys said this was going to be over. So we have a war to a country that didn't attack us.
Well, that's what I was about to say, is that those were all started, like, for example, Afghanistan, because they obliterated the World Trade Center. And also, I hate that childish argument, especially from people that should be in charge and be smarter than we are,
but have
and be more reasoned and be more leaders than we are.
Smarter
to say, that's what it is. Because saying and he's mad that Republicans are standing up too, saying that Congress people cannot stand up against a bad thing because other bad things happened for longer is absolute insanity. But it's just a bad thing, and we don't want it to go on that long because we have wisdom. So we now know it was.
So here's how smart you are. You explained it in a way that I get it. I think that these people are dumb as fuck. When you have the guy who's supposed to be running the entire military, he doesn't stop and he go like General Kelly or who's the other guy? Austin.
General Lloyd Austin.
Lloyd Austin. They would have said and go, well, here's what we're doing, and here's how it's going to be. We are using up munitions too fast. What we've tried to do, Mark Milley. They would have sat down and give you a reasoned answer from a trained military mind, not a guy who sexually assaulted a woman and settled for $50,000 and was drunk off his ass all the time. So I don't even think it's that they are. I think they're fucking stupid. They don't have a reason. They can't reason through this shit. Like, first of all, you can't explain why we attacked Iraq. You can say, he kept saying, they can't have a nuclear weapon. Well, guess what? Our top intelligence guys said they were years away from getting a nuclear weapon. They also said that the uranium that they had enriched was only 60%. You need 90% to make a bomb. Now, that being said, we had a deal done that shut them down for 15 years that Obama spent 18 months negotiating. So the art of the deal is President Obama. He got Iran to come to the table and stop enriching uranium. And then Trump tore it the fuck up.
So Hegseth testified to Congressman Smith. Their nuclear facilities have been obliterated. Congressman Smith says, whoa. We had to start this war, you just said, because the nuclear weapon was an imminent threat. Now you're saying it was completely obliterated? Hegseth says they had not given up their ambitions. Congressman says, so Operation Midnight Hammer accomplished nothing of substance. Hegseth says, you're missing the point. Yeah, that you just lied.
So wait, why are we still at war then if their nuclear sites have been obliterated? Why come we're still fighting them then?
Uh-huh.
How come Israel's still sending in fucking missiles on the daily?
Uh-huh.
I thought it obliterated I don't think you know what the word means.
Like excursion.
Oh my God. I was being a doctor. No, dickhead. They told you to say the photo was doctored. He's the dumbest human being. If so many people weren't dying because of his dumb ass, it would be hilarious.
Yeah. Go watch the 60 Minutes interview. That was a real gem.
We put a clip of that in the Armageddon update. So if you guys saw the Armageddon update, the reporter goes, here's what the guy who attacked, we should talk about the attack on the Correspondents, because I think it's kind of a weird, none of it makes sense to me. And I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but nothing makes sense in this whole Correspondence thing. But she says, the man said, I cannot back up a pedophile and a rapist and have that blood on my hands. So then Prince goes, I can't believe you're a horrible person that you would read this.
Nasty woman.
Nasty. I am not. I have done those things. I'm not a rapist. I'm not a pedophile. And she goes, do you think this is about you? And there's a moment, and I caught it when we watched it. I remember I stopped the TV where she says it out loud and he looks right into the camera like, fuck, I didn't want this to be brought up.
I thought he was looking at his people.
No, he looked directly into the lens.
Where I figured they were standing behind. I thought he was looking for help because he realized he had just screwed up. Like it was a very direct look, like somebody stopped this interview and nobody did.
Yeah, well, it looked like
he goes, well, we'll just go ahead and finish this.
So, and then and here's what a thin-skinned bitch this guy is. He can't just sit there quietly. He's a 4-year-old. He's got to go, meh. Here's how you play that. She says that and you go, I think a crazy man wrote something insane. That's what I think.
He kept interrupting her after that. Every 2 words to insult her as her next sentence came out. He just kept, and she kept going up.
But how did we get a leader that's this thin-skinned and childish? How do we get a pathetic piece of shit that just continues to lie on the daily? He continues to let people die. He's getting rid of science. He's getting rid of anything like climate science too. We can see it's going. It was 95 degrees in February this year. We can see every year it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, even from that last space mission.
Right. No, the 2 pictures of Earth from the 60s and then from now, yikes. Earth needs dry cleaning.
I thought he was good with pictures. I knew they gave him briefings when he used to have briefings with pictures.
He's a guy.
Speaking of pictures, this episode brought to you by Aura Frames. I just heard that word and I was like, segue, finally.
Nice.
I love my Aura frame. I stare at it all the time. When Chaplin got diagnosed, I filled it with new photos of him, and it has actually helped me to be able to see him in the living room. It's hard to get that sentence out. Sorry. Welcome to the comedy podcast.
And to also know what a great life he had.
to be reminded of all of the adventures that we had over the years. I mean, crazy stuff. Every picture is in a different state or country.
Comedy club
green room, on the road between gigs, in the car. One of them is him sitting in a first class airplane seat because I flew home from grandma's once COVID was a thing, and Mahogany said they're going to shut down the airports. And so I flew home and nobody was on the plane. So Chaplin just sat in the seat and chewed on his bully stick like that. And so that picture came up. And so I think what a great time for Mother's Day to send this to your mom. And obviously we put our moms through a lot. I certainly did. And you can preload it with all those memories that'll make
But
her
also,
laugh.
so we all have these photos in our phones. We have thousands and thousands of our phones and our computers. You can take pictures of old photos, and so you have a digital version of it. Have them digitized.
I've done that too.
And so here's what you get. All these pictures that are hidden away that don't remind you of what an amazing life you've lived are now in front of you.
Yeah, I love it.
And now they just go by. Like sometimes Ray and I'll be in the living room watching TV or something, and they'll start flipping by, and we'll just watching them for
I'll
a
go,
while.
look, there he is.
Yeah.
Look. Oh, look at us. Yeah. I do that. We had a get together on Friday, just trying to bring ourselves out of this sadness. And like people kept seeing themselves go by because we loaded our friends like at gatherings on it. And people were like, oh my God, I'm in your living room. You know, like it was really, or remember that party? That was so fun. You get free unlimited storage. You can preload photos before it ships. That's the part I love. If anybody has that link from anywhere in the world, they can add and take away photos, which can also be kind of dangerous. So be careful who you give the link to. You can personalize the gift to your mom. You can add a message directly to her, and they include the gift box. So I think this is perfect. It was ranked #1 by Wirecutter because it's awesome.
You could also go into Photoshop and you could actually do, let's say you're going to preload it for your mom, right? You could actually do the card digitally on Photoshop or whatever, then put it on the ARA. So it'd come, the first thing would be, hi,
They
Mom.
also do
Happy
a thing
Mother's
for
Day.
you.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what I love about it
Or
is
put Happy Mother's Day on a sign and hold it up
the
and
memory,
load that photo.
the memory's great, and it keeps going and keeps going, and you can keep adding pictures on, put new pictures in. You can also delete people you hate now.
Yep.
That's a good one.
You can take them off. You can save on gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, you guys will get $25 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with promo code Titus. That's auraframes.com, promo code Titus. And please let them know that we sent you at the end.
Can you bring something up for me? I want you to look up what's the long-term damage from the Strait of Hormuz blockade, because I think
This is bad. I actually was reading.
I looked this up. I heard it today, and I want to read it to people so we aren't just conspiracy theory riffing. Guys, what's going to happen is right now, if tomorrow the Strait of Hormuz opened up totally and every ship went through, we are now 3 months behind on oil, and oil prices are going to keep going up. They think that oil is going to hit $120 a barrel, which will turn into like 550 gallon average countrywide. California, it's going to be 7. You know what I did notice?
What?
California's prices didn't go up as fast as the rest of the countries did. Did you notice that?
They're getting
weird.
closer to us.
Yeah. What is that? Why?
I don't know. I don't buy gas.
Oh yeah, we have electric cars. What's up? What's up?
A prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz will cause profound lasting damage, including the largest oil supply shock in history, which he's not going to claim martial law. He's going to
shut it down.
Claim an energy crisis, which is a much easier way to restrict people,
control them,
and track them.
Yep.
Supply shock in history, triggering severe global recession risks, massive commodity price spikes, and months to years long recovery times due to damaged infrastructure. It will hit energy, fertilizer, and any chemical supplies, which will impact global manufacturing and food security.
Guys, do you understand that he's not just making it so your gas is expensive? I think people can simplify this too much. We use petroleum products in almost everything. So
and fertilizer.
They can't. Guys are already saying they can't fertilize. There's some countries already talking about rationing. So instead of martial law, he's going to do an energy shutdown. So I was around in the 70s as a little kid when the first energy shock, and there was lines at gas stations, 40 cars long. It looked like gas was in and out here in California. That's how it was. It was 40, 50 cars long. And then they would do this. They'd go put up a sign on the bumper in the car, last car, we're out of gas. So to all you people that, first of all, that said, I'm not getting an electric car, but second of all, he's not just, he didn't just attack a country for no reason. He ended up fucking up the world's economy.
Over 10 million barrels per day of oil are shut in right now, which is an unprecedented supply shock. Even if they reopen it, restarting the wells is a complex multi-month process.
Yep.
Some have permanent damage.
So we've already, so not only are the ships can't go anywhere, and if they do go, it's going to take 3 months. Then they have to rebuild the oil infrastructure
Because it's caused irreversible damage to the actual infrastructure from shuttering it so fast.
And blowing it up. We did it.
Well, we did a few of those.
And Iran has actually bombed other places' oil wells. So the entire region. Oh, here's what else happened. OPEC got shut down. Just look at this. OPEC fractures.
Well, I just want to go over it just so you guys know, because you might think, oh, this doesn't affect me.
Oh, yeah.
Things made from crude oil, we'll start there. So obviously all transportation fuels of all kind, including jet fuel. Petrochemical products, which includes plastic and any synthetic materials. Plastic is in everything. Bottles, packaging, textiles, including clothing, polyester, nylon, rayon, and all your appliances. Industrial and household goods, asphalt, any oils, waxes, inks, paints, detergents, fertilizers, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, rubber for your tires. Also petroleum. Plastics and packaging, clothing and textiles, personal care, cosmetics, all household items, dish soap, transportation and auto parts, healthcare and technology, your pill capsules, miscellaneous things like ink, crayons, nylon rope, insecticides.
So what this is
gum.
going to do, guys, is all of those things you just listed, everything's going up in price. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's not going to be done. And I don't understand why the market keeps going up. You can see this coming.
Manipulation.
So do you think that because Obama did that Obama manipulated it during QE1 and QE2 during the 08 financial crisis?
Somebody's putting a lot of money in and making a lot of money
5 minutes after he makes a decision.
Before he posts it. Yeah. Somebody that first one was $1.2 billion.
Yep. And then they made $760 million on the next one.
Yeah. So
we're getting looted.
Mm-hmm.
The country's getting looted right now. Basically, he's not fucking him. He's fucking everybody else who's a hardworking person who needs that, who's just barely making it by. Because you can say what you will, the stock market's at 50,000, but the minimum wage stayed $725 for the last 15 fucking years. So we've got healthcare costs. You and I pay $30,000 a year for healthcare. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. That's $30,000.
And they denied
a $200 heart check. I'm 60. I needed my heart check.
They denied a $50 cream for my face for rosacea.
So I need to call them. And so basically, if you look at what's going on right now, and it's the same through history, the people at the bottom get fucked over repeatedly. The people at the top suck off those people, just suck all their money, loot them. They loot. That's what they're doing. They're looting us right now. He's got country after country, because you got to admit, there's a lot of countries that don't have our resources. That when their gas stops, their country stops. They don't have power. They have petroleum fuel power plants.
But you heard
Cuba's
me say
off.
Food insecurity several times.
Right.
So who's going to be hit by that first? I mean, what you're saying, these countries that have zero wealth already don't have enough food.
They're already on the ragged edge, and we've already cut off their USAID.
And our lower economic and houseless people.
Yeah. What I don't understand,
which he's fine with.
But what I don't understand is, and I can't wrap my mind around it, the lack of humanity you have to be this man. The lack of any kind of empathy, sympathy, or to be this fucking man who has all the power at his disposal to make things okay.
Yep.
Is just motherfucking everybody.
It's so weird because he's old. It's not going to last that long. So what's it all for?
Exactly. That's why I keep saying he's going to go down in history as by far one of the most evil human beings ever.
Yeah.
There's going to be, for 100 years, they're going to teach about what a cunt this guy is. For 100 years at least. That's if we last that long. On top of that, he's now put the country in so many... People don't... it's weird because I'm watching people go about their day, and maybe because we're into this too far, but I've noticed every night... do you notice I turn the news off lately and I start watching movies now because I don't...
Well, they repeat themselves.
Yeah. But also... people are just driving around like this is going to be okay. And I wonder if it's Iraq got us into this thing. Well, yeah, there's a war going on, but we live our lives. I wonder if all these other wars that we were into just got, oh, yeah, it's over there. What he's done now by killing half of our munitions, by burning, like we have ships, aircraft carriers, destroyers in the Persian Gulf. We've now made it okay, especially by invading a country for no fucking reason, for China to go after Taiwan. Where do we stand up now? Well, you guys can't invade Taiwan. Motherfucker, you just bombed Iran. What are you talking about? You did it with no NATO support. You did it with no country support. And you fucking think we can't do what we want? Go fuck yourself.
This is very Iraq war. And so earlier when I said Afghanistan was caused by the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center.
So is Iraq.
Well, Iraq was started because Bush said they had weapons of mass destruction.
Was that before 9/11?
It was 2003. It sounds so familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we got a whole coalition together. It was like UK and Australia and Poland, and we're going to get these WMDs, which turned out
none. They did not have weapons of mass destruction.
But they did get an old guy out of the ground. So.
Yeah. By the way, how vague and Orwellian is that? They have weapons of mass destruction. Oh my God, what are those? Because you could just see margarine is a weapon of mass destruction, really, over time.
It's interesting because it says that they had 9/11 attacks increased U.S. fear of terrorism. So did Back to the Future. I was so afraid of the Libyans.
I was too. The Libyans are coming.
Who are the Libyans? I don't know, but as a child, I was like...
But can we analyze this for a second?
The Libyans are coming. The Libyans are coming.
Can we analyze that scene? Because you brought this up the other day, and I remember thinking about it. Yeah, we were all scared of Libyans. And then if you look at how they attacked in that movie, they were in a VW bus in a mall parking lot.
All of them sprouting out of the top.
In a mall parking
aimlessly
lot.
Firing at an old scientist.
Going around in a VW bus. So they weren't, let's just say the Libyans in Back to the Future weren't well financed.
I was very scared of them.
Me too.
I will say, so the war began with intense bombing, followed by a swift ground invasion. Just want to see if you guys hear any. This was after allegations of WMDs. The president then said that we had a regime change goal.
Mm-hmm. And then he said mission accomplished. Then we fought for 10 more years, 12 more years.
Also, something that caused it was intelligence failures. Pre-war claims regarding those WMDs and ties to Al-Qaeda were later determined to be inaccurate or overblown. It's interesting because Pete Hegseth today was questioned on the Maven system, which is the AI technology that was used and when they hit that school and killed all those little kids. And
160 elementary school girls. It was a girls' school.
He refused to say it was an intelligence failure, but it was an intelligence failure. You kill children, can't you say it?
But couldn't we just call this entire administration an intelligence failure? Everybody in the entire administration is an intelligence failure.
Same thing. They're saying they were developing nuclear weapons, but it was obliterated.
Right.
But we then had to do a ground invasion.
We still have to go to war? Wait, I thought we were obliterated.
It just all seems very familiar. So what was that all for?
Well, I mean, if you look through history, what it's for is that Lockheed, Raytheon, McDonnell Douglas, and anybody who makes weapons needs their money. And when you look at, here's what got me this year. So we've been told for years and years that it takes $25 billion to develop a fighter jet, right? And then they cost $2 billion a piece. However, when we told Ukraine, sorry, we can't help you anymore because Trump's on Russia's side, they started building $6,000 drones that are blowing the shit out of Russian fuel depots. And they were sending them deep into Russia. So what I think is this: over the years, I think we need to stop all our DoD spending. Do you know the Pentagon has not passed a DoD audit in 25 years?
Hasn't balanced it.
Ever. They've never, and you can't find what it is. And they don't. So we just keep giving the Department of Defense money.
Joe Biden.
Stop saying it. So we keep giving them money.
But it works. I saw it worked. Hunter Biden.
we keep getting the money and we don't get anything for it. And I never see where that $1 trillion goes every
Obama,
year.
Hillary Clinton.
Where's the trillion?
Pizza.
But where's the $1 trillion?
Doesn't work.
Where's the $1 trillion? Pedophile pizzas. That's what you have to say.
Just about to say. I was just going to say pedophile Pizzagate. Notice they never yell back Epstein.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't ever see any benefit from this defense budget.
I think with hindsight, a lot of people think that Bush also, with his oil and gas ties in Texas, enriched himself as well.
Oh, 100%. He did it much smoother, though.
And someone is investing in the market heavily, heavily, heavily and making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And no one will do an SEC investigation.
He fired everybody. So he fired all the IGs, the inspector generals. He fired them at the beginning. Doge got rid of them. But basically what he did is he used Elon Musk as a hammer to clear out any kind of check or balance on anything he does.
Yes.
And so now we're here, and we're only a year and a half in.
That's our water in front of our house pouring. I'm not peeing. I had to turn it on for a second to let Rosa in, and it sounded like I started peeing.
I got to replace that valve
loudly.
I have to replace that valve.
Yeah.
So we basically he's destroyed any check or balance in our government. The Supreme Court today cut loose our voters' rights. Did you see what they did?
I
with
had that
districting?
open actually
let's read that.
Elena Kagan wrote a scathing dissent.
Oh, really? Was it scathing? Did it fix it? Did it fix it?
No.
Okay.
So the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana congressional map today over dissent that said the ruling has now made a key section of the Voting Rights Act all but a dead letter.
The Voting Rights Act is now all but a dead letter.
Mm-hmm. That's what Elena Kagan said. Alito said for the 6-justice majority that the act did not require Louisiana to create an additional majority-minority district, so there was no compelling interest in justifying the state's use of race in creating the map, and it's therefore an unconstitutional racial gerrymander.
So this is that case that a few years ago Louisiana lost because they were gerrymandering their districts, and they made it fair. Two additional African American districts got added, right? They got their own representatives, and he just killed that. Man, it's weird. Uncle Clarence Thomas, Uncle Clarence Tom, is like literally one of the worst human beings. And Alito is the sad part is they got 3 more years.
It's Louisiana versus Calais. Calais involved Louisiana's map that did have 2 majority black districts out of a total of 6. I used to live in Louisiana. I don't know what the percentage is now, but let's say.
So what my thing is what?
Oh, somebody's already been asking this question today.
So can I point something out?
33% roughly of all Louisiana's population is black or African American.
Wow.
So they had 2 out of 4. 1/3. 2 out of 6.
A third? That's right. That sounds actually right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it should have been. Now they don't.
Correct.
All right. So can I talk about the difference between right and left right now? Here's what I don't see the Democrats doing, unless it's in a response to what the Republicans did. I don't see the Democrats cheating. They're trying to fix things. I see the Republicans cheating, whether it's through the Supreme Court, whether it's through getting rid of any kind of a check or balance when it comes to how the government works, when it comes to looting the government, when it comes to overpaying for the Department of Defense, when it comes to, and then I see this. I see them fucking with the voter rolls so they can win. Now, if they had one good idea in any of this that would help the people that pay the taxes and make sure you have a job, the people that this country, who we elected you represent us. You don't get to run shit. You're doing it for us. So the Republicans have done nothing for the American people except culture wars and bullshit. Like it's Hunter Biden's fault. It's immigration's fault. Immigrants bring in $7 trillion every decade to the country and $1 trillion in taxes. So $800 million a year comes in through immigration. That's a net bonus. I'm not talking that's minus. That's the net bonus. We've been told that it's everybody else's fault except for the Republicans that make the fucking laws that fuck the country up day after day.
But they're getting rich.
I know. Bush crashed the economy. Crashed the economy. Reagan ran up to debt. He doubled our debt. And we had a recession. Clinton, we had a huge growth, crazy growth. Obama, he took the 08 crisis, financial crisis, and turned it around, saved General Motors and Chrysler. Biden steps in after Trump fucks the economy up so bad and ruins the supply chain that we go from a 9% inflation to 2.7 when he left. So you can see that the Democratic policies work every single time. What I don't understand is how shitty the Democrats are at messaging.
Drag queens.
That they can't get this across. Damn you! Drag birth! Again, I say in my act, I've looked it up. No child's ever been hurt in your omelet, and I'm a mimosa. That hasn't happened. So when do we get? I think Gavin might be one of the first ones to be what we need, and Cortez too. We need some people to start really stepping up on the Democratic side and just calling this shit out.
Yeah.
Because the Republicans have failed.
Pritzker has been pretty good about that too.
But you can look at the stats. The Republicans have failed at everything from housing to food insecurity to homelessness to drug addiction to immigration. The border's closed. Guys, do you think they're building like 10,000 seat prisons, 10,000 bed prisons around the country? For immigrants, they're sending them away. They're building it for people like me and you who are bitching about this administration. Jimmy Kimmel. I'll tell you what though. The shows on a talent night at those prisons are going to be epic. Going to be epic.
This episode brought to you by Square. We love Square.
I'll be using it this weekend actually.
Well, you use it every day in the background of this business.
True.
Fix his mustaches. I don't know what's
going on with you.
That's not how you fix Yorkie mustaches. So Square, if you've ever scanned your card and thought, holy shit, that was really fast and easy, that was probably Square. It definitely helps us run our business without a lot of effort. Yeah. So in the background of our business right now, Square payroll is running. It's going to debit without us doing anything, go to Ken. It's going to take the taxes out, send them to the state government, the federal government. It's going to keep accounting. It's going to file the quarterly forms for me and our final annual forms.
So let's just say it does everything.
It's insane. And then it sends it to the accountant. It would take me forever to figure that out. Also, obviously, point of sale. You guys have seen that. So if you have a small business, it's perfect. What do you do with yours?
I just use it. So you go to the shows with me, and I'm signing a poster instead of having to dig through cash. Finally, you just go boop, and then I sign your poster, and you walk out.
Yep, they accept all major pay, tap, chip, Apple Pay, online, credit card, everything. There's no hidden fees. There's no complicated installation. You just get it and go. I mean, if it were complicated, you would not have been able to pay us for shirts and posters on the road.
Right.
We would have been like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were old school Square when you had to get the thing that went into your phone and swipe
now it's
a card.
Tapper.
It's super easy. And also you can access your earnings immediately if you want with Square Banking. Highly, highly recommend. No delay. If you're starting a business or running one that deserves better tools, Square helps you sell, manage, and grow without slowing down. So right now you can get $200 off that Square hardware at square.com/go/Titus. That's SQUARE.com/GO/Titus. Run your business smarter with Square. You can get started.
One more thing is also you want that. We're all going to need Square because AI is coming to take all our jobs, and we're going to all have to have our own Etsy business.
Exactly.
Pretty sure we're all going to be selling baubles.
Survival.
Yeah. I'm going to be buying a lot of those easy ups. So we all have a little thing to sell our crap.
We're going to be selling jerky, like in that movie Peak. I don't want to ruin it. Don't tell him.
What was that movie? Oh,
don't
God.
say what. Just go watch Peak. It's
Netflix.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
who I
good
love.
movie. It was a good popcorn movie.
It was a Friday night popcorn movie, as Mom would call it. It's not going to win Academy Award, although she was great in it.
But if you like Deliverance,
Don't tell. You can't help yourself. Don't tell anything. No.
okay.
But it's good. Go watch that. And then we watched, Begonia.
Begonia was so it got look it up. It got an Oscar, right? Won an
Begonia
Oscar.
was really interesting.
Really good. You said it bothered you though. You said it actually kept you up.
It's
'Cause
not
it
that.
was
It's
good.
that before I go to sleep, like you'll run the TV and you have been losing a little bit of hearing, so you put it up on 40.
Huh?
I always keep the TV on a steady 12 to 18. 18 is my
And you have the
top
words.
number.
It's not that you could hear it, but you put the
I
words
also
up.
put the words up. Yeah.
Which I get to get my reading in, which I like. I do like that.
I like to calm down before sleep. Women will totally get this. He'll play it at full volume and he'll play like this totally scary, freaky movie and then turn it off and be snoring in 2 minutes. And I am lying there like,
I'm a dude.
I'll be hearing
I'm
the
a
music
dude.
in
I'm
my
a
head
dude.
and seeing the teeth from
I'm a
that
dude.
one. And Begonia was really good. She was really good.
Really good. I kind of guessed what was going to happen at the end, but the way they did it was great. It was really great. I enjoyed it.
Best picture, best actress, best adapted screenplay, best original score.
Is that
So
what it
she
won,
won.
or not? She won.
Yeah, it got
She-
nominated for a lot more.
She was great. Who's the actor? Jesse Plemons? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's
He-
really good.
Wow, what a way! There was such a hard character to play because he had to be likable and crazy as fuck, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking to myself at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, I like this guy,"
Yeah.
and then about 20 minutes in, I was like, "Wait a minute, hold on." Holy shit! It was such a great acting job. One of those acting jobs that it's very subtle and it eats away at you. His character ate away at me, as
Yeah.
did hers. Actually,
Yeah, you should go watch it because the
Begonia was
ending is such a flip and it made you laugh out loud.
yeah.
We were laughing in our bedroom.
Oh, the very last scene. I'm sorry. Come on.
Don't tell that either. No spoiler alerts. But those are two movies.
Did
if
you think I was
want
crazy
to-
for laughing?
No, because it was funny, but you're
It's
always
absurd.
the guy in theaters that laughs out loud at weird things. And then I went to the movies with you, David Shatraw, and Zach Ward. We went to see Back to the Future 1 in the theater. They
Yeah, right.
released it at Universal. And the three of you were hysterically laughing at the same weird shit out
Yeah,
loud,
yeah.
which made other people around us laugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We saw
I
Jaws
saw
too.
why it was fun. Yeah,
You
we
said
saw
Jaws.
Jaws in the theater.
Jaws in the
too.
theater recently was really good too.
You and Zach laughed out loud during that one too.
Yeah, but Rachel said she never got Jaws because in her whole life you'd only seen it on a TV,
Yeah.
on a small TV. When you see Jaws in the theater, it is so much more impactful. It was such a better movie.
I got why it was scary to people.
There you go. Finally,
When
thank you.
you see it on a little TV or whatever, I was like, that thing is clearly like a mechanical bull, but not a good one.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it wasn't
No
scary.
impact.
No impact. And then I saw it in the theater and I was like, oh, okay, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
But Back
of
to
the
the
best
Future all day long. It's so good.
Still to this day, if Back to the Future comes on, I just put the remote down.
I can
it's-
watch them over and over and over.
It's probably, I would say, the best trilogy. I would say the second one's a little bit weak, but because I had to set up the third one. But I think the second Back to the Future has such good stuff
Well,
in
I
it.
think it was weird because you and David and Zach, being Dennis's of movies, explained to me what happened to his dad. His dad was taken out, right, of the movies?
No, Crispin Glover wouldn't sign, wanted more money. So here's what happened with Crispin.
Okay.
Crispin Glover was great as his dad in the first one.
Yeah.
They asked him to do the second one. He wanted too much money and refused. So what they did was they got an actor that could do an impression of Crispin Glover in the movie, put prosthetics on him, and then had him do the movie. Crispin Glover sued. I think he got $780,000 or $800,000 for it.
That's it?
He sued. Yeah, I would have sued for a lot more than that. But he settled for that, I guess.
Let's see, because wow, holy shit, Dennis, $760,000.
By the way, when it comes to movie history, I don't know exactly a whole bunch how to do things like math. But when it comes down to Comic-Con, I can own that
Yeah,
shit.
really. Wow. A guy named Jeffrey Weissman wore prosthetics on his face to look like George McFly. So if you didn't know that, after the first one, he's not in it. Which is kind
That
of
was also around the
interesting.
time he tried to kick David Letterman in the face. I think Crispin Glover. I think what we never really kind of deal with is maybe possibly Crispin Glover was a pain in the ass to work with, and in Hollywood,
He was.
and
Dennis.
and in Hollywood, there's a point where they're like, as I know from Fox, where he's being too loud.
He's a lot, yeah.
He's a lot.
Michael J. Fox in his memoir last year said that while Crispin Glover's eccentric, this is such a nice way of saying this, eccentric, unpredictable acting style caused friction and tension with the crew, so with the actors and the crew. On the Back to the Future set, he says he now admires Glover's performance as brilliant and deep, admitting he often prefers watching his scenes over his own.
Yeah. Oh no. So
It's not good when someone says eccentric, unpredictable acting style caused friction and tension with the actors and the crew.
Yeah, that's not good.
So everybody?
Do you know that famous Laurence Olivier thing with Dustin Hoffman on Marathon Man? So Marathon Man, you remember the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Dustin Hoffman is this. So they think he's a spy. Someone thinks he's a spy. So this guy, they grab him and they start pulling his teeth out. Is it safe? Is it safe? And it's one of the scenes. It's the 70s. Very, 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 very like it was kind of iconic for a long time. So Dustin Hoffman was just marathon runner, right? They think he's a spy. These bad guys grab him and they start pulling his teeth out, and there's more going on. But this scene, he's just he's fucking pulling his teeth out, and Dustin Hoffman to be in this character was going and running 3 miles before he had to do a scene. He was like doing crazy shit. He was like during the scene and the thing. Supposedly the story is Dustin Hoffman stayed up for 72 hours to do this scene. And Laurence Olivier at one point goes, my son, it's called acting. And that's what I think about Crispin Glover. It's like, you could have accessed that crazy guy without having to be that crazy guy. But there's comics like that too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
There's comics that are like, you can just be normal. And then when you get on stage, be that character.
What's his name? That Daniel Day-Lewis that does method acting, that to play a cobbler goes and cobbles in a small town in Italy for a year or somewhere.
Yeah, but so there's a few guys. I think Daniel Day-Lewis is also fairly normal. He's eccentric in that way, but I don't think he fucks up the film set. Like Gangs of New York to me is still one of my favorite movies. He's such Bill the Butcher, such a good fucking character.
Oh, that movie I didn't like was the one where the fire alarm went off in the middle and I begged you, can we just go? And you were like, no, we're going back in to see the second 5 hours. The train, it was...
Is that the one with him and Russell Crowe?
No, it's the one with the kid that's in a lot of stuff that played the preacher. I don't know. I'm my mother. You scared Groucho while he was drinking out of the Stanley.
Is it a Christmas?
It was the railroad building. He was the railroad baron.
There Will Be Blood.
There will...
Good
Put
movie.
that right up there with that 6-hour Tarantino movie.
So we can go, There Will Be Blood. And what the fuck was that movie called?
Who knows? It was
Hateful Eight.
Hateful is a great word for it. 8 is the number of hours
you
it
gotta
lasts.
understand. So Ray and I'll be in bed watching movies, and like I'll go through the menu of whatever streaming system we're on, and I'll look at the time, and I go, 2 nights ago, I go, hey, this one's an hour 38, and she goes, okay. Doesn't even care what
I'm traumatized by Hateful 8 hours.
Hateful 8 hours.
It was so long.
You called it Hateful 8 hours.
It was so long.
Do you know there's a director's cut that's longer?
I know. I was going to say that. That they gave an intermission in the theater, and we had time to leave and go to the bathroom and get more supplies, I guess, and then come back with our Sherpa. And then I heard that he had released a longer version.
I've said it before, but I'm going to tell. You say it so innocently. So we're watching Hateful Eight. I'm a Tarantino fan. I love the writing.
Too.
I love the writing. Now, do you know Hateful Eight was originally written as a play,
mm-hmm.
and you get that from the movie because it's all locked down.
Yeah, don't want to spoiler alert this, but it's all in one room pretty much. So enjoy that.
Tarantino has written this thing, and it's here's how long Tarantino knew it was. He put an intermission in it, but he does that 70s thing. It's intermission, da 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 da, and intermission comes up, and she's sitting next to me, and she goes, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" in the theater out loud. You got to be fucking kidding me.
To be fair, it was the theater that was right next to the bar where they let you drink.
Yeah, you are fun to hang out with.
Thank you.
Whether you're having a good time or not, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This week I'm going to be in Albany, Syracuse,
Hartford first, Thursday night.
So Hartford first, then Albany.
Albany, I don't know, Syracuse, and then Buffalo, Helium.
And then Buffalo Helium. So I'm doing my Northeast tour. Please come down. Then
Let's make sure. Hartford, Albany, Friday night, Syracuse, Saturday night, 2 shows Albany, 2 shows Syracuse, and then Buffalo, 1 show only at Helium on Sunday.
This new show is good, so good, and I actually rewrote the opening because I saw Springsteen and I got fired up.
So now he sings and rips his shirt open.
Do you know what I love about it? He did that. He's 76 years old. Did it the other day, and he's still good.
That was not.
That's an older one?
That was his last tour. I knew you thought that because I only know this because of his fashion choices. So there's this new video circulating.
Vest.
No. There's a new, because he was back in a vest this year. There's a new video circulating of Springsteen at the end when he does that whole fun thing, ripping his shirt open. And he's got pecs that stick off of his 70-something-year-old chest that far. And somebody put, no wonder Trump hates Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. He was wearing Oxblood Docs, which he wore on that last tour. So it was only a couple years ago.
Now he's wearing
Hokas because his peeties hurt. And that was why I knew it was not this tour.
But go see him. I talked to Mr. Lofgren about it, and I said, you guys, what's great about you guys is that you guys are always great. Springsteen's always tried to blow the roof off the room. But there's a difference between blowing the roof off the room to succeed or blowing the roof off the room to make a point. And because he's got this tour, it's guys, if you can, go see Springsteen and the A Street Band because they're all the most amazing music. Imagine these guys have played together for 40 years and they're fucking amazing. However, now they have a point of view, and you leave kind of like it's a little bit churchy. It's like you're like in a good way. You're like, like you leave kind of amped up. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for anything we have. There's a new shirt coming up that I designed that you'll see when you go to ChristopherTitus.com. Go to Christopher Titus TV. You get 10 of my comedy specials there, and you get the latest one, Carrie Monsters. We're at 750,000 views. 750,000 people have watched that special. I just got choked up. That means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. On the road, come see Doomed to Repeat. Her special, we're in the final edit with Ray's special. That's coming out. Get ready for that. And you have anything to say? Do you want to just go?
I just think you have to bring it home. Raby Baby on Instagram. If you want to cry, I just posted a video of Chaplin over the years on the road with us. So go if you need a good cry, or you're a method actor and you want to cry for a scene.
Bring it home.
Raby Baby.
For myself.
No, that's not my username. Allergy medicine.
That's your username?
Well, on a lot of things it is, but not public, actually personal. I just told you guys my personal username for my account. So it's what my mother used to call me, Raby Baby.
You spell it weird.
And Boogie Shoes. I'm Ray Bradley on Instagram, RAE. Yeah.
And Titus Nation on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Rachel Bradley and Groucho.
Yay.
Later.
Peace out. We gave the wrong
Why'd you give your
handle.
PIN number too? 6216. What?